Welcome back into the Cowboys Report. I'd say good morning, but let's be honest. No, it's not. It's not a good morning at all for the Cowboys. I've got some more thoughts and why I believe that the Cowboys' loss against the Bears looks even worse, especially the defense looks even worse after what the Giants did and how the overall defensive outlook looks for the Cowboys. We'll break that down on today's show. I do want to get to a quick CeeDee Lamb injury update here to kick things off. Ian Rappaport saying this morning it is reportedly a high ankle sprain for CeeDee Lamb. That normally means 4 to 6 weeks, but also in most high ankle sprains, you don't come back for a play and then leave because you can't play. Cowboys seem to think it's not as bad as it could have been, so maybe it's a low grade high ankle sprain. I'm curious how Lamb woke up feeling this morning. Probably not the greatest necessarily. Cowboys don't think it's as bad. We'll see. It's certainly a key injury to monitor throughout this week of practice for the Cowboys. It's going to matter a lot there if he can't go. Boy, you feel even worse about this Cowboys team moving forward. But as Jerry Jones said, we'll keep our fingers crossed on Lamb. We'll go to the defense now for the remainder of today's show, and there's a lot of bad signs with this Cowboys front, and defense in general, I should say. Give me one word and one word only to describe this Dallas Cowboys defense. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. I think this Cowboys defense is maybe even worse than we thought, as bad as we thought it was after the Bears debacle in Week 3. I think that is shown in part by how bad the Giants have played. I tweeted this out last night after the game wrapped up. The Giants' offense against the Cowboys scored 37 points, had 506 yards of offense, and 4 touchdowns. The Giants' offense, in their other 2 games combined, have 15 points, 512 yards of offense, and 1 touchdown. That's dog water. That's so bad. Russell Wilson had his best game ever yardage-wise against the Cowboys in Week 2. They should have won that game, frankly, if not for Brandon Aubrey being a king, and frankly, the offense doing a really good job, too, for the Cowboys. And then he's been terrible against the Commanders and Chiefs. He threw the ball away on 4th and goal last night. The Cowboys have made Russell Wilson look like the best version of himself. They've made Caleb Williams, or helped them make Caleb Williams have his best game ever. And honestly, if it weren't for the weird weather delay, maybe Philadelphia would have dropped 40 on you too. This defense is so bad. It's not even just, the Giants only played good against you. Everybody is playing well against the Cowboys. I got a lot of stats to get into on today's show. It's a stat-heavy show. But man, I don't trust this Cowboys defense. I don't, not only that, I don't know how it gets any better. You got Schottenheimer saying, maybe we need to simplify things. Brother, you're running cover 2 and cover 4, and cover 3 nonstop. It is simple. It's not a complicated defense. What is your panic level over the Dallas Cowboys defense right now? 1 to 10 is your scale. Let me know in the comment section of today's show. One positive thing. Hey, you kind of actually did fix the run defense. Outside of Jalen Hurts doing a bunch of chaotic stuff on dropbacks and scrambles, Cowboys' run D has been actually very good this year. They're 17th in yards per game. You do only running backs, and it actually looks pretty good. They're 9th in yards per carry, under 3.8. 3.7 is really good. A little high in the EPA per play. Again, some tush-push stuff and conversions on third downs. Scrambles have really hurt that. They're 9th in stuff rate, 21st in success rate. They're 7th in yards before contact. Cowboys' run defense is good, but it's the Thanos meme. What did it cost you? Your pass defense is terrible. It's one of the worst in the NFL. Yards per game, they're 31st. You drop back to pass against the Cowboys, you're getting 9 yards per play. You're literally getting almost a first down every time you throw the football. They're 31st in EPA per play. They're getting a 0.34 every play. The defenses that are worse than the Dolphins right now, essentially. They're 27th in success rate. Every other play is a positive one. They're 25th in time to pressure. The average QB is getting 2.8 seconds to throw before he's pressured. You can't win like that. Your sack rate is 3.8%. Overall, defense, it's all bad. 30th in yards per game, 31st in yards per play. You got a top 10 run defense, and you're still the second worst yards per play team. 31st in EPA per play, 28th in success rate, almost 50%. Again, the run defense making this look a little bit better here. 28th in points per game. They're allowing 30.7. And there's a couple outlier games of teams that have allowed like 50 once. And you're also the worst third down defense in football. We'll spend some more time on that this week. But when you're allowing teams to convert almost 54% of their third downs, and also you're not very good on fourth downs either, what are we doing out here? Some other good stats. Ed Warder tweeted this one out. The 13 completions and the 5 passes needed to 25-plus yards are the most the Cowboys allowed over the first 3 games of a season in the last 45 years. Matt Eberflus runs a bend but don't break defense, and they're getting bent over. That's bad. Joe Hoyt, my guy. Per Next Gen Stats, Braxton Jones, the 4th left tackle, does not allow pressure in a game this year. In weeks 1 to 2, he allowed a team high 12 pressures on less than 80 pass blocking attempts. You can't get pressure right now. Like, you're not doing stunts. You're not doing blitzes, really. You can't get pressure. Also from Ed, the Cowboys allowed 92 points through this season, 4th most through 3 games of a season in franchise history. They, of course, did not make the playoffs in the other 3 seasons in which that was included because, why would we expect them to do that? Here's Bobby again. Bobby Bell. Here's the Cowboys defense ranks in franchise history through 3 games. Passer rating is the worst. Completion percentage is the worst. Yards per play, 2nd worst. Passing yards, 3rd worst. Points, 3rd worst. Congrats. You are one of the worst Cowboys defenses in franchise history. Yeah, and we're not even done with the bad news. Today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it is good to be right. It is simple to play. You pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. You get those picks right, and you could cash in. Withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure because Prize Picks puts their users first. They offer Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Here is my Monday Night Football Prize Picks slate. I got Derrick Henry more than a half touchdown, so ATD. Jahmyr Gibbs more than 55.5 rushing yards. I love that one because the Ravens' run defense has actually been really, really bad this year. I almost took kind of one of the increased more than less than because I think he's going to run all over them. Tyler Loop, half field goal as well. Go download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. One of those defenses that was also really bad at the beginning of the season was the 2020 Cowboys. And I am extremely concerned that the 2025 Dallas Cowboys are just the 2020 Cowboys all over again. That this team is just never going to be able to compete with how bad this defense is. Think about what's happened so far this year. Cowboys lose a primetime game in week 1, a narrow game they probably could have won, but a critical non-play by a receiver ends up costing them. Week 2, they win a wild, wonky, thrilling comeback over the Giants in overtime, and week 3, they kind of get their butts kicked by an NFC team. Think about what happened in 2020. Week 1, they lose a primetime game against one of the best NFC teams with a non-play by a receiver. This one was a penalty, it should have been called, helping sink them after kind of a weird start to the game. Week 2, they win a wild, wonky, thrilling comeback against the Atlanta Falcons. Week 3, they kind of get their teeth kicked in by a Seahawks team that the score even wasn't as close as maybe it indicates because there was some garbage time stuff there. And the defense can't stop a nosebleed under a new defensive coordinator with a first-time head coach and no Micah Parsons. That sounds all very familiar, doesn't it? The Cowboys' defense can't be overcome right now. But football is an ecosystem. It is an environment, and it all is interconnected. If one part of the ecosystem begins to fail, it will inevitably impact the rest of it. And that is being shown on the offense. I think the Lamb injury and just the game script probably that's a bigger factor there. But you can't realistically win games when you go into a matchup going, all right, we have to score 35. That's just not going to work. If you have to be the best offense in football to be competitive, it's already over. Your defense, it's so bad. The smell is so putrid. It's overpowering everything. You put too much salt in the dinner, and now all you taste is salt. It's the Bender cooking gif, or it's just all salt. It's so rotten. It's ruining everything. you are not able to overcome to at least be competitive for the playoffs. Like, you can win a game against a bad team like the Giants. Sweet. As we're into, your total kind of sucks. It's not setting up well for you. And what is most concerning to me, I guess another most concerning thing to me, I don't think you can save it. I don't know what is actually realistic and smart to save this defense. You can start waving around first-round picks and trading for veterans. You can do that. That helps you. But, like, it's not a quick fix option. And I go to the coaching staff, too, which is why it's all doom and gloom on a rather dark morning outside. So grade the Cowboys defense this year. A, B, C, D, or F. I think it's an F. They're terrible. Let me know in the comment section of today's show, A, B, C, D, or F. You know, much like that Mike Nolan defense, I think the Matt Eberflus defense has significant issues as well. He is a bend but don't break style. You learned that from Rod Marinelli. Yeah. So he's doing all zone. And part of that is not to get beat. You can't be a bend but don't break team and get gashed with explosive plays left and right. That defeats the whole purpose. Like, you can't play that way. And then you also allow a 9, almost 10-minute drive to ice the game. You're playing off coverage on 3rd and 2. Like, what are we doing out here? The man coverage isn't any better. I think it was Bob Bell to put out Caleb was like 4-4 for 82 yards and a couple scores against man coverage. I don't know how much. I think they were counting one of the man coverage plays. It was actually just zone. It looked like man because everyone bid on the flea flicker. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Where's your pressure at? Like, part of the reason why you're the worst third down defense is you do miss Micah Parsons there. But, you know, Micah's not going to magically fix everyone biting on a flea flicker or playing just off coverage nonstop. The pressures they do get aren't quality. It's why you're near the bottom of time to pressure in the NFL. Your edges aren't showing up. I think actually Kenny Clark, Oso, Digizua have played pretty darn good football, especially against the run. They've gotten some pressures too, but again, they're not high-rate pressures necessarily. But where's Sam Williams? Where's Dante Fowler? Where's Marshawn Kneeland since week 1 with a sack? You know, Ezeraku makes like one good play a game, one flashy rush, but like he's a second-round rookie. Expectations are... The pass rush works when you have one of the 3 best defensive ends in football, but it doesn't work when you don't, and all of a sudden your secondary bullpen arms have to be your aces, and that just doesn't work. The reality is you do miss Micah Parsons. The also reality here is it's so much more than just Micah. Like, you add Micah, I don't think you're a bottom 3 defense, but you're certainly not top 3. And, you know, maybe your fingers crossed for average, and that's actually probably pushing it. Like, the personnel losses the Cowboys have right now, they do matter. I think you're missing your best player from what you expected into August at each level of the defense right now. But it can't explain away everything. Like, you can't lose a couple players and go from, you know, hey, we're good to, okay, now we're the worst in the NFL. Like, quarterback-wise, you can sometimes have that happen. But defensively, it shouldn't happen that way. Like, look, you miss Micah as your best front 4 player. You missed DeMarvion Overshown because your linebackers haven't been great. Also, play more Maurice Leafau. Stop it with the Damone Clark reps. And I don't think Kenneth Murray's been that great either. Neither is Jack Sanborn. They've all been mediocre. You missed Deron Bland. But, like, I paid Trayvon Diggs, and he looks like a liability right now. I paid both safeties, and they look like liabilities right now. Like, it's not just Matt Eberflus. It's not. The players deserve plenty of blame for those mistakes, too. It is, again, it's an ecosystem. It's an environment. It's everything. The everything about this Cowboys defense is bad right now. How you fix that, again, normally when I think it's everything, I blame coaching, but I think it's also the players here. Like, it's just, I think big changes are needed. I think you have to start benching guys. You have to start trying new things. You can't just do the same thing over and over again. You can't. You can't. That's the definition of insanity. The Cowboys come out against the Packers and run 96% zone again. Okay. Like, is it suddenly going to be fixed? Because you've had different issues back-to-back weeks. It's kind of a concern. We will have more on Matt Eberflus and the replacements for him, which are not good, in today's live show. So make sure you guys are subscribed. One more doom and gloom comment. Guys, it doesn't get much better right now. You got the Packers coming on Sunday Night Football. And then I assume you're going to lose. I apologize. I think you have to win Week 5 and Week 6. If you can't win both of those games, look, I think your season's over. I think you have to be 500 going into Week 6. Because then you get the Commanders, a playoff team. The Broncos, a playoff team. The Cardinals, we'll see. The Raiders, who look kind of bad. The Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders. Your schedule gets so challenging, especially after your bye. You have to start winning games, or else this season is going to be another lost one, which you can't have when you've got the veteran quarterback who's getting paid a bunch of money, and it's kind of not even his fault.